Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a topic video on Top 5 DC television shows, and this is a list of all the DC TV shows, so not just the ones that are going on right now. So the person who recommended this was Austin Hightower. If you want to go check out their channel, in the description below there is a link. And guys, if you have any recommendations for future topic videos, please let me know in the comments below. If I answer them, that means in a couple of weeks it'll either be on Comic Uno or Comic Frontline, because I double dose my topic videos. Usually for Comic Frontline I have them every Sunday or Monday, and for Comic Uno I have them every Friday with my comic book reviews, so be sure to recommend away. But let's start talking about my top 5 DC TV shows. Again, of all time, so we are going 5 to 1. What is my number 5 pick? Number 5 is Batman the Animated Series. Yeah, this is a show that I think was significant for many people's childhoods, and especially mine. I was always a bigger Marvel fan growing up, but characters I really liked were Teen Titans, Batman, the Bat Family, and Supergirl. Those are 3 characters I really enjoyed growing up as a DC fan. And obviously there was a lot of influence because of the Batman the Animated Series. That's where I really, liked Barbara Gordon's character and really liked the Bat Family as a whole. And that's what I love about the show, and I feel like we haven't really gotten from a Batman property is actually seeing the Bat Family, and that's something we need. Alright, moving on to number 4. I think this is going to surprise people because you guys know I love this show, but it is number 4, and that is Arrow. So Arrow made number 4. Now, of course, I think it had its ups and downs, and I think that's why it made it a little lower on the list. But also, it's a show I care for because, first of all, it started this new wave of DC TV, but I care a lot about the characters. Oliver, Thea's right now my favorite DC TV character, so I like the show. And there's some really good seasons in there too. And I like the character growth in the show. I do. And again, I know there's been fumbles, and you could talk about Arrow all day about its fumbles, but I do think there's a strength there, and I just had personal enjoyment of it. So moving on to number 3, though. And once again, this is definitely a personal list for me. I know not everyone's going to agree with my top 5, especially because there might be some shows that are missing that just didn't make the cut right away. But number 3, of course, is Smallville. This is another show that was very important for me growing up as a comic book fan and a superhero fan. And I think just very important show for the superhero genre in general. It lasted 10 years. Again, was it a perfect show? No, but the characters I cared about. I'm a huge Chloe Sullivan fan, and they brought the Superman mythos to the mainstream again and made it different. And again, also brought superheroes back to kind of the mainstream in a way. So the show was very different throughout the seasons. I think, season 1 through 4 is very different from 5 through 10, but still my favorite season being season 6. I love season 6 and 5. Those are both my favorite seasons of Smallville. Another show you could probably talk all day about, but, Smallville definitely had a big influence on me. Alright, moving on to number 2, which is Supergirl. Yeah, Supergirl, like I stated before, 3 franchises I loved growing up for DC was Supergirl, Teen Titans, and the Bat Family. So Supergirl's always been an important character for me, and I love that she has her own show. I look forward to it every week. This was the show I was very passionate about coming to screen, because it's a character I really care about, and I really think they've done a unique job with it, and given us entertaining stories. And I like the format of the show too. I like that it's not just the one big bad, especially this season. I feel like it's more of a comic book format, where you'll have like 3 episodes focusing on, Mon-El's parents, and then another 3 episodes on Lena. I like that. I like the way it's formatted, especially this season. But yeah, the characters are just so much fun, and Kara in general is such a good lead to follow, in my opinion. So, moving on to number 1. What is that number 1 pick? And that is, drumroll, Young Justice. Yeah, this is a show I am a huge fan of coming-of-age shows, and this is a show that was important to me just as a fan, as a comic book fan, a Teen Titans fan, but also as a YouTuber. This was, you know, a big show I covered on my channel, and the community was so great for this show. Still is so great. Can't wait for season 3. And yeah, this is just an amazing show with such good storytelling, season by season. It really had some great storytelling, even episode by episode. There's some really unique one episodes that are great from this show, but it's very rewatchable, where you find different things to love about this show, but the characters are just so good, and especially because there is a lot of characters. Of course, you have the main core that you have the most focus on, but then there's a lot of characters I feel in other shows, or even movies, they wouldn't pop up in, but here they give light to, they give the spotlight to. And that's something I really appreciate. Also, as you know, as a fan, I also do appreciate a lot of the female drivenness of the show. You know, there's strong female characters, there's strong male characters, and I think this is just a great show for kids. It's a great show for adults. It's a great show for everybody, and is a must-watch, not just DC show, but just a must-watch show in general. So that is my #1 pick. Let me know in the comments below. I think this is going to be very different for everybody, but that was my top 5. Let me know what was your top 5. And I know there's some missing shows. I think some people might be upset that Flash didn't make it, but it was like my #6. It almost made it. But because of the other animated shows, it didn't make it just yet. But let me know in the comments below what you thought and what your top 5 is. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also in the description below there are links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. Bye.